So, if you guys play Phasmophobia, you guys probably know about a tiny little map called Tanglewood. And if you watch some of my older streams or you know me as a close friend, yeah, I kind of like Tanglewood. It was already a perfect map. I don't know why, but they said they're gonna change the map, and I guess I'm gonna check that out right now. I saw a couple screenshots, and I've been told by a friend the map is kind of bad. So honestly, I kind of have a negative bias, I guess, to checking out this new change. But I guess we might as well start off with the first thing. I didn't notice this, but yeah, now we have an actual colored map. I see they're doing this way more for the newer maps. I'm not the biggest fan of this, I'll admit. I'm looking at the basement and I'm already hating it. Personally, I prefer the old style map where it's like just like a rough outline. I don't want to get into it, man. Okay, I'm already getting mad just at the map itself. Just looking at this image. To be fair, I knew this was gonna happen. This wasn't a secret. It's not like they just did it. Like after they remastered the farmhouses, which honestly were kind of bad, I'll admit. I mean, they were memorable. But Tanglewood, they touched Tanglewood? Bro, not my Tanglewood. This just feels off. It kind of feels like it, but something already feels off, you know? Also, you can still peek through the window. You know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to survive, you know? Oh, so let me turn off the crosshair. This just feels off. Isn't there a light switch here before? Now it's on this side? This doesn't feel right. This feels wrong. This feels wrong. What happened to the bedroom, man? I don't know how to feel about this. Like, yeah, the layout is mostly there still. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's still the exact same room layout, but changing it this much? It should still be in the bedroom, I'm saying it. Okay, but they do have this. Okay, this might save it. This actually might save the update. This is maybe one thing I can give them an upside about, or like, I can give them a bit of respect for this one. The bathroom before right here used to be so cramped. Like, it was actually bad. So, okay, this is like kind of decent. I actually do kind of like this change. Alright, so yeah, the bathroom, honestly, only really good improvement. I'll take that. The bathroom is a good improvement. It would go in kids' bedroom, bathroom, then right here, that's where the closet would be, but now I guess it's over here. And then it would be the nursery. Okay, it still slightly has the same vibe, but also not really. I respect that now the voodoo doll is over here instead of a trash can. People are gonna hate this, that there's just now a doll. Oh, it's one of those things. If I throw this, does it do the sound? That's okay, they really missed out. They missed out. That should play... Okay, there we go. Never mind. They saved it. They saved it. Update might have been saved. Update might have been saved. Are they trying to like set an actual like proper scale? Because I feel like in the older in the older update, that probably would have been way bigger. Because this feels way too small. This is kind of messing with me, dude. Way too dark here. I do not know home design. I'm not an architect, but I feel like the light switch realistically should be more on like right here, maybe. All right. The question is, the tarot cards, are they anywhere near here? Did they stay in this little corner of the map? They did. Okay, that's good. Guys, okay, this is kind of controversial, guys. Which one was better? Do you guys think the static is better, or do you think the older version where it was actually like the color bars was like the single tone? But I feel like I would probably enjoy this more if this was like its own original map. Like if they said this was a brand new map, I would probably like it. I would probably not be hating on it, I'll be honest. Huh. Yeah, okay, so more walkable space, I guess, is kind of good for players, but it feels so off. Like, this bed feels way too small, maybe? Are they really trying to set, like, a new scale? In general, has always just been, like, a major issue in Phasmophobia, where some things are way too large and other things are way too small. Alright, let's check out the bathroom. Okay, at least, okay, there's actually a hiding spot. That's actually kind of an improvement. If I remember correctly, like over here, right, there was no hiding spots. If you were like in this room, you were basically dead if the ghost found you. I think the best you could do was like walk into the closet and like hide behind the safe over here. But now the safe is up here, so that's not good. Alright, I'll give that. That is kind of an improvement. Now there's actually a hiding spot on this side of the map. Alright, so we got the kitchen now. And I guess also the dining room. But before I say anything about that, I do not like how dark it is in this corner. This needs another light fixture like around here, so never mind. I guess we're doing the dining room now because I accidentally walked over here. This still feels off. I don't like this much. Can you loop the ghost here? Usually you would loop the ghost in the kitchen counter, but is this only a loop spot now? Hopefully this is gonna be the new loop spot. Other than that, you're kind of dead over here. Alright, the ghost just turned off the power box, so I guess we gotta check out the power box. Alright, just checked. It's gonna be in the garage, so I guess that's the next spot we're gonna check. I'm gonna like kind of date myself as an old man here. We got the Tide Pods. Guys, we do the Tide Pod challenge now. Maybe this update ain't that bad. I have a new issue here. I loved having like the little, you know, like the little scene where you would like store items on different levels. I liked having that here because you can place a camera kind of like perfectly. Yeah, you can place it anywhere on those little platform thingies, and you can just have like a bunch of stuff everywhere. I get this is way more realistic when compared to like the older layout, but if I took a screenshot of this and I was like, hey, this will be Tanglewood in 2026, you'd be like, no, that's just another generic horror game. Visually, it looks nice. Tanglewood, design-wise and looks and everything, way dated. I get why they got new level designers and new 3D artists. I get why, but it's just kind of hard to like switch or even consider this new map. OG Tanglewood was perfect. It was fun. It was small. Actually, I gotta stop ranting. Let's look at the garage. I can save that stuff for later. I hate the lighting in this room. It looks way more like a garage, I guess. Okay, that's kind of cool. I like that. You have the gloves, and then you got the monkey's paw. Also, I'm a big fan of the fact that it's no longer it was like a minivan before. That's actually a cool looking car. Well, not that cool looking, but like it's an actual car I would rather look at. Well, actually, no, maybe this is bad. Okay, depending on the hitbox, I think the ghost might still get line of sight on you when you're like trying to like circle. So you might have to crouch a lot. Other than that, garage, I'm not that offended by the garage. Alright, and what's that? There's only one last room, the basement. This just feels wrong. Also, that's a really bad LOD. It should not be disappearing that early. If they need to fix that. I'm sorry, developers, but that's not passable. I guess new loop spot? Is this like supposed to be like a homage to like the counter in the kitchen that people used to loop all the time? That's the only thing I can think of when I see this. It looks like, okay, we have at least one hiding spot. Do these things at least work? They do. Alright, but if we cannot turn on the train, it's actually over. Like, the update's bad. Okay, the train does in fact move. Maybe Tanglewood's not that bad. This singular train might have just saved this update. You know what? This train is up and running, and that's more than what California could say. I think the biggest thing that like kind of puts me off the map is this just feels like an old person's home, you know? If I saw this, I'm gonna be honest, if you sent me this screenshot, this lighting, and this everything, I would think you're just playing a backrooms game. And it's just the beige walls too. If the walls were not like this color beige, like this kind of like tan shade, like I would not think of backrooms instantly. I would just think, oh, that's just a normal house. Also, I want my corner back, or not corner, rather lack of. I preferred when this was like a diagonal line. That's some unique architecture, you know? Also, I didn't talk about this, but I'm assuming this is still loopable, right? I know it's like a super hard loop to do here before the update, but hopefully this is still a loop spot. Not that I'm ever gonna use it, because I'm not that good. Alright, I'll just say it visually, it's an improvement, but if you look visually at the old map, you could only go up from there. Honestly, all you have to do is just choose a different color paints for the wall, because when I enter this map, I'm just gonna think about the back rooms, and that's not what I want to think about when I play Phasmophobia. I'm sure I'll get used to the map, but it just feels so off. You know, I would say I love Tanglewood, but I'm not sure if I can say that anymore after how much it changed. This next part's gonna be a joke that's only gonna stay in the video because no one's gonna watch it, but this is like if Tanglewood, you know, if that's Tanglewood, OG Tanglewood had some natural beauty and they put makeup over it, now it's kind of disgusting. It was one of the older maps, still rough, very rough layout, very rough. Honestly, I'm surprised it took this long. And I guess Tanglewood's way more of a push towards like their new style. This new style lines up way more with like Point Hope and Mal's Diner or Neil's. I don't know. So of course I'm still gonna disapprove of this, because why in the world do we have a full colored layout of someone's house? It should just be the basic outline of just the rooms and stuff, like a blueprint. I'm sorry, I just can't agree with like these colored versions of the actual map layout. Show me this on the wiki, but don't show me this in game, you know? I'm sure my opinion would change if I played this in VR, just because I can get a way better look at things and it's way more immersive. Because I will say, Tanglewood does not look like an actual house someone would live or buy. All I will say is, yeah, you know what? This is not my Tanglewood. I hate Tanglewood.